enormous significance as far as the environment is concerned, and this is over the Aravallis. Now, this has been playing out in the Supreme Court for quite some time now. And let's in fact go across to my colleague Rishabh as well as Bhavtosh, who are reporting on this matter. But first and foremost, to Bhavtosh. Bhavtosh, take us through what the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of India, who's been hearing the Aravallis matter, has now said. Because I'm just quoting the oral observations that he's made, that we deem it necessary that the committee recommendation and directions of this court be kept in abeyance. Is this now in reference to the previous order of the Supreme Court that had come with a specific definition of what constitutes the Aravallis and where developmental activity can in fact be undertaken? Bhavtosh, take us through the details of the order today.
Yes, in fact, that's a very big victory for environmentalists and also for all those who were, in fact, protesting after the last November order given by then Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gavai. What the Chief Justice of India has said that we direct that the recommendation of the committee and findings of the Supreme Court earlier order thereafter shall remain in abeyance. Till then, the case to be taken up on 21st January 2026. The Supreme Court has also said that a multi-temporal examination of Aravalli Hills and ranges will be examined by a high-part committee comprising domain experts to protect structural and ecological integrity of the hill range. And Supreme Court has also said that they will be seeking clarification.
Yes, go ahead, Bhavtosh.
And they have said that they will be seeking clarification. The Supreme Court has also said that it's seeking clarification on expert committee's conclusion. Supreme Court has issued notice to the Union of India for Aravalli states, that is Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and Gujarat. It has said that that recommendation of expert committee in operation of Supreme Court judgment has stayed. Supreme Court constitute fresh panel or domain experts. Siddharth, what has happened is that they have in fact stayed the order that was given by the earlier Chief Justice of India, Justice Gavai. It has in fact found there is some merit in the various protests that were happening. There were a series of protests that have happened. There were several environmentalists who have said that the 100-meter rule will lead to in fact deforestation of this entire Aravalli range. Despite several claims by the Environment Ministry that this would not happen, that there would not be any illegal mining, the Supreme Court, in fact, had used its own knowledge and it said that it is staying the previous order, and it has, in fact, adjourned this entire matter till 21st of January.
Right, Bhavtosh, this is a big victory for environmentalists, like you said, because the earlier committee's recommendations as well as the order of the court has now been stayed. Notice has been issued until the 21st of January. And Rishabh, why this is so significant is because many experts were not even willing to believe the government of India, including Mr. Bhupendra Yadav, the environment minister, when he said that only a very small proportion of the Aravallis, even as a result of this particular order, would be open to developmental activity, including mining. That explanation too did not cut ice with many experts. And the Supreme Court also decided to take suo motu cognizance of this entire matter and scheduled a hearing for today, which is why we are now seeing an intervention on their part, staying the previous order. Tell us about the significance of what the Supreme Court has done today.
Well, taking a cue from our senior colleague Bhavtosh, Siddharth, and we are here in Aravalli. These are those hills, the Aravalli hills, which are in question right now. We are here in Gurugram, and these are the Aravalli hills, the northernmost tips of the Aravalli hills for that matter. And why is this significant? Remember, Aravalli hills happens to be the oldest mountain in these areas, and it was ecologically, it was very, very significant. Any disturbance to these hills would have created ecological imbalance. Many protests have taken place. There have been expert panel reports as well. Now it is a big, big victory, given that Supreme Court has given a go-ahead to put the expert committee report as well as the Supreme Court order, earlier Supreme Court order, in abeyance. The operative part, abeyance, is a very, very important thing, which means that everything that has happened since then till now will put on hold. No fresh sanctions, no fresh licenses would be provided, or the licenses that have been provided during this period since the Supreme Court order till now, the early Supreme Court order till now, will be put in abeyance. So this is a big, big and very significant order that has come in from Supreme Court, where spoken to a number of experts this morning as well, and all of them were waiting for this verdict to take place. On this road, just last week, there were a number of protests that took place. Now, today, when we spoke to a few of them who were leading the protests...
Rishabh, I just need to interrupt you for a moment. Let's also get some reactions in, because we have Mr. Rashid Alvi also on the phone line joining us. Mr. Alvi, what is the Congress Party's response to the Supreme Court's latest intervention, which is including staying the previous order of the Supreme Court when it came to a definition of the Aravallis, issuing a notice to the centre to respond by the 21st of January? Do you think this is a big victory as far as the environmentalists are concerned, who had raised serious objections about the previous order and also the stand taken by the central government?
Yeah, definitely. We welcome this judgment of the Supreme Court, direction of the Supreme Court. Government has stayed all the orders. And basically, it proves that the government of India, this BJP government, they have no concern with the environment, not only environment, with the people of this country, whether it is the pollution of Delhi or the question of Aravalli is concerned. So I welcome this decision of the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has shown the mirror to this, to the people of this country, that what kind of government we have these days.
Well, we'll wait for the operative portions of the Supreme Court's order today to be out before we dissect it, Mr. Alvi. But like you said, a big victory for the environmentalists. We also have Mr. Vimlendu Jha joining us, environmentalist joining us right now. Mr. Jha, your first response to the Supreme Court's decision to hold the previous order of the court pertaining to the definition of the Aravallis in abeyance. The central government has been given an opportunity to present its point of view in 3 weeks' time. What's your take, sir?
I think it's unprecedented. I think it's very, very important that the Chief Justice of India understood that this entire definition and redefinition business was at the cost of the ecological resource called Aravallis, and also has questioned that who were these experts, as in the high-powered committee, that it cannot be chief secretaries of 4 states, it can't be top bureaucrats defining and redefining our Aravallis, but it should actually be experts. And the note that was read out, that was prepared by the Chief Justice, clearly says that there needs to be a relook and also continuity in terms of understanding of the difference between Aravalli Range, Aravalli Hills, and Aravalli region in that sense, and the relevance that this entire area has. The fact that the 20th November order has been put in abeyance, the fact that even the government of India through its Solicitor General actually said that there will be a rethink on the entire issue, or the experts will be consulted. I think it's a great victory, because what we have seen is that non-application of mind on the 20th November order, where the previous, in 2010, the same definition was actually rejected by the Honorable Supreme Court, and very strangely and bizarre and very abruptly on 20th of November, the same definition was accepted, which in many, many ways makes 90% of Aravallis expendable, because that definition of 100 meters, in fact, the Chief Justice also talked about the point with regard to if there are only 1,000 hills out of 12,000 that qualifies that 100-meter threshold, then of course it is very, very vulnerable and it's at risk.
Right, Mr. Jha, pertinent points indeed. We'll wait for the written order as well to be out to examine some of the details of what the Supreme Court has said while holding the previous order in abeyance. It's on the 21st of Jan that this centre will be allowed to present its point of view. Many thanks, Mr. Jha, as well as everybody else who's joined us for their perspective on this very important development in the Supreme Court. We'll slip into a short break. We'll come back with more on the other side.